And I'm back doing this recording immediately after the previous one. We are going to Red Rock. So, gonna move. You can see right here at the message log. We drink from our water skin, because every step of move in the world map actually takes more time. And we're lost. So, being lost is a thing that happens quite a lot in this game. And what that means is that I cannot go back to the world map until I either regain my bearings or go back and find the place I've already been at, or find a human NPC and talk to them. And that would immediately get me to ask about where I am and stop being lost. So, because I know I was traveling upwards, gonna do that. Have a bunch of glowfish here and glow pens. Oh, and here is a croc, which is hostile. So we're gonna have to deal with this one. Now, how do I deal with this one? Press A here. Here's a list of all my abilities that I can use. See, these are also down there at the abilities bar. And you can rearrange them. I like to keep camp making at the bottom. And these stances too. I have these two stances because I have unlocked them, because I chose the warden. See, these are basically modifiers for when you have long blades in your hand. Either gives you extra dodge or extra penetration at the cost of hit chance. Right. The way this game deals with damage is that the defender has armor and the attacker has armor penetration. And if your penetration is lower than the enemy armor, then there's a good chance that you're simply not doing any damage. But if your penetration is much higher than the enemy armor, then it actually overflows and starts applying a damage multiplier to everything you do. That goes up to ×5. So basically you're going to want to have decent armor and good armor penetration. Let's see, currently I have 2 armor, you can see it up here. So if anything attacks me that has an armor penetration of 4 or higher, they have a chance of dealing double damage to me. And it's best to avoid that kind of stuff. Okay, I literally don't have any ranged options for this one. But as you can see, because that one's a croc and the other's a fish, they hate each other, so they're going to keep attacking. But everything that's hostile to you will always try beelining in your direction. Just ignore all the other stuff that's hitting them. Now let's wait. You can press 5 on the numpad by default to skip a turn. Okay, now he's here. I'm gonna press 3 right now. Try a shield slam. Press in his direction. Okay, I hit him with my buckler, did 3 damage. And because the fish already hit him, he's dead. And here's the corpse on the ground. With certain animals, once you have the butchering skill, when you walk over them, you actually instantly dismember them and gain something, usually meat. In the case of crocs, you actually get a pair of crocs. Indeed. Okay, now I regain my bearings, which is just in time because I have arrived at Red Rock. And this is the first obstacle in this game. Usually Red Rock has baboons. There's a bunch of them, and they throw stones at you, as you can see. Not very accurate. But if a lot of baboons are spawned in, you can simply die before you get them. Because as long as they have stones in their inventory, they're going to run away from you. Now, this one here is a hulking baboon. You don't really want to be on the business end of their fists. So, I'm gonna try the stunning force right here. As you can see, the yellow X in the center is where you want to aim, and it's going to toss them around in relation to where they are from the middle. I don't quite remember what happens if you aim it exactly at them. I think it tosses them around randomly. But if I aim just below this one, you see, I did 8 damage, stunned the baboon, and the 8 damage was a good chunk, and he remained stunned. There's a chance. I think he rolled for Constitution. Okay, now he remains stunned. If I remember correctly, stunned enemies don't have dodge. So I could switch to aggressive stance here and try to hit. Here it is. You see? I hit for 9 damage because the aggressive stance gave me +1 armor penetration, and baboons are not really armored. The penetration overflowed and I hit for triple damage. So this is a very good outcome here. Gain the level, some hit points, skill points, and 1 mutation point. Now I'm gonna go to attributes right here. We have +1 to ego because of the nullworm skull. Here are the secondary attributes. Quickness, move speed. These are the base values. If your quickness is higher than 100, quickness is basically the percent of a turn that you take with any singular action. So the quickness that is greater than 100, sometimes you get a free turn. Move speed is evident. The higher this is, the more times you can move in your turn before the enemy does. Here's the armor. It says it right here too. Your armor value measures how well protected you are against physical attacks that hit you. The higher your score, the fewer times an opponent's attack will penetrate your armor and do damage to you. Your base armor is 0. Here's your dodge. It's red because the shield gives us -3 dodge. Theoretically, you could make a dodge build, but that always goes with very low armor. And we just went through why having more armor is better. MA is mental armor. This is useful against enemy psychics. And down here are elemental resists: acid, electrical, cold and heat. Cold and heat also govern temperature change, because of course this game has quasi-realistic physics in it. So if you get hit by a flamethrower, your temperature is going to go up, and you have a chance to spontaneously combust. And if your temperature is too low, you simply freeze solid. Wait a few turns till it goes back up. Now here are the mutations that we started with. Every turn you gain 1 mutation point. You can use 1 point to rank up your mutation, goes up to rank 10. Or you can keep the mutation points in reserve. And once you have 4, you can buy a new mutation. I usually like doing that at first. Okay, now we are here at Red Rock, and that is a cave. So what I am looking for is a stair down. Now, look at this. Because it's a hulking baboon, it has really high strength. That means really high penetration. I get critically hit for quadruple damage. That's 7. But because I have quills, a side effect of quills is that any melee enemy sometimes impales itself. Okay. And he also got me with a fist for another 4 damage. Now, bleeding is a pretty annoying debuff. You take anywhere between 0 to 1, sometimes 2 with heavy bleeding. damage every turn. It goes away on its own, or you can use bandages to speed it up. I don't think I have bandages. No, I do not have any. I don't want to get hit again. So I'm going to toggle sprint on. Sprint doubles your move speed in exchange for lowering your dodge, so you don't really want to sprint away from ranged enemies. Okay, even more baboons here. Now, if you have the regeneration mutation or just really high constitution, it is an option to just run around and wait until your health restores by itself. It's not always the best option. Now what I need to do is get these baboons away from me. Preferably after I make sure that they throw all their stones. You can actually run across the map, and not all of them are going to follow you. Okay, you know what? Gonna it looks like they get randomly pushed. They're in the middle of it. He took some damage and was stunned. Let's try a shield slam. That would also knock them prone. Like so. And until they get up, switch to aggressive stance. Hit. Back to defensive. Okay, now we're good. Here's a shrewd baboon. He is tough. Doesn't look like he has any stones left. I'm gonna fling my quills at him. That damages everything around you. So you might want to be a tiny bit careful. And with quill fling, see, you expel 10% of your quills at this level. So I could use it continuously, but after a while I would lose my armor bonus. So because you always shoot an amount of your quills, waiting until they get some back is good, because otherwise you just keep doing less and less damage. Okay, now I could try fighting you Manoa baboon, or run around until I get my shield slam back 36 turns later. Let's hit you once. Okay, I hit you and you hit me. And I blocked for 2. That's really good. Maybe I can kill him. Okay, hit him with a crit. We both missed. Now I'm level 3. If you know how to kill these baboons, you get a bunch of levels basically for free right here. Now I'm a little banged up, so I'm gonna click this wait menu here and press wait until healed. And boom, I'm good to go already. So let's go. So the other baboons are waiting somewhere around here. As you can see, torches don't light all that much, and it's currently night. So if I had a bedroll, I could just go somewhere safe and sleep until morning, and that would allow me to see the whole map. Oh, hello! It's a shrine to Kurarad, the Amrini pest. In 2326 BR, Kurarad, the perpetual heir of highly entropic beings, the Amrini pest, the Kirvazor Wool, the rhythmic wraith of Kirvazor neighborhood, died of natural causes. She was 100 years old. Okay, one more point to the Sultan histories. Now, I know there are some baboons around. Ooh, here's a little thing. Look, here's a witchwood tree. And this is also a witchwood tree. But this is red, because that means that if I had the harvest skill, I could take some witchwood bark off of this. You know, witchwood bark is this little healing thing right here. Okay, you see, getting down here. So now I can see more of the map. The trees are still blocking the view though. So I'm not quite at Red Rock here, but rather in the vicinity, so I don't actually know where I am. But I'm not lost anymore, so as you can see, I am in the general area. If I press plus on the numpad, or this go down, it would ask me of those 9 squares, that is the one world map square, where do I want to be? So now it said that I'm actually in the west portion, so I went a little off right there. Now I can go to the center. And this is the real Red Rock over here. And there is the stairs down. Okay, before I go down, I want to go to skills real quick. We have a few unlocked because we start with Warden. Some bow and rifle skills, which we're going to need a bow and a rifle for. And we start with long break proficiency. That gives the 2 stances. Now, because I have the strength, if I wait 1 more level, I can learn swipe. See, swipe does different things depending on the stance you're in, or by the dueling stance here. That's a +2 to hit. Would be nice to have. It's the basic pistol skill. Okay, I can block and I can shield slam. You see, I'm going to need some more agility for these ones. Okay, now wayfaring. Wayfaring is the skill you use for traveling on the map. See, you always have make camp, but you need to buy this for 100 skill points to get Mind's Compass. The Mind's Compass doubles the chance of regaining your bearings when you are lost and reduces chance of getting lost. Plus you travel on the world map twice as quickly. So in the very early game, it doesn't really matter to grab this one, but after a few quests, when you really need to start getting around the map, you're going to need this. Because the less time you're spending traveling, the less water you're going to need to drink. So I'm going to buy this right now and buy the wilderness lore for marshes. It doubles the chance of interesting encounters and reduces the chance of getting lost in the salt marshes, which is the place where we are right now. And we travel through the salt marshes twice as quickly, which stacks with Mind's Compass. So right now, in the immediate vicinity, we're going to move in no time. You see, I now have 1 free attribute points. I'm going to put that into agility. Because at level 6, all of these are going to gain 1 point, and 18 agility immediately gives a +1 modifier. Alright, let's start moving down. Alright, we have a doggo over here. Doggos are always nice. And they always love you. So if they see me getting attacked, they're going to help. This right here is a snapjaw. These little buggers are going to be everywhere, so get used to seeing them. These scavengers really die in 1 hit. But after a while, there are going to be stronger versions. And now you see right here is a dreadroot. It's a kind of plant that does absolutely nothing except periodically fear everything around it. It's really fucking annoying. But what you can do is by default hold Control and press the direction towards them. And this is the shortcut for attacking without moving. And I removed the dreadroot. You don't gain XP from that, but sometimes dreadroot drops its tubers. That's important for crafting. Now here's a snapjaw hunter. And he has a bow, which I can use, so goodbye. Now you can loot by going right up there and pressing G. Or you hold Control and space and select the direction where you want to interact. Now, after a while, you learn the relative value of items, so you don't have to pick all the garbage up. I'm gonna pick up this bow and equip it. I'm not gonna take the bronze dagger because it's practically worthless. Now, down here, this little line over here, you see this is the missile weapon that I have equipped. This little pip right here next to it, that's the ammunition count. So the bow shoots one arrow at a time. If I hit reload, it's gonna ask me which arrow I want to use. It's going to keep using it until it runs out. So let's go with the basic wooden arrow now. Okay, so what you're hearing right now is a spitting plant. Those are annoying because their attack range is higher than your vision range. Really fucking hate them, especially early on. There it is. You can't move them, so I'm just gonna walk up to them. Okay, there you saw the dreadroot. Terrified me. None of that, thank you. Now, I'm a little banged up, so I'm gonna heal up real quick. Alright. Here is a campfire with a bunch of trash around it. Trash is useful for one thing, two things actually. You don't need to worry about the other. I'm gonna go a little down here. Here it's tinkering. This is the crafting skill of this game. You see, you buy tinkering first, you get Gadget Inspector. Improves your success at examining artifacts. Next one is Disassemble, where you can take apart scraps and tech items for crafting bits. And here is Scavenger. Whenever you step over garbage, you astutely rifle through it and occasionally discover scrap. Additionally, you harvest extra scrap from robots you destroy. Now, this skill says you occasionally discover scrap, but it's actually not limited to scrap. Sometimes you find actual items in there. But really, you just need to buy this and then go walk over every single piece of trash you find. Okay, there's another seed-spitting vine. Okay, this is the way forwards. Okay, you see, right here is a geodid lover. It's a kind of plant that just chills out on the walls of the cave. And if you try to go into melee, it actually has a grab attack and you can't escape. So at low levels, you just want to shoot it with an arrow once or twice. And here we have a cave spider. These are classified as hostile, but they are actually harmless. The only time they attack you is when you get stuck in a web, in which case they are going to run at you and try to bite your ankles. You're gonna kill some jilted lovers, because it's decent XP, and they drop a very rare item, which is very useful for crafting one specific thing. Alright, idiot. I'm gonna put up a force field right here. And now he can't shoot through it, but I could. And as you can see, I'm trying to move. But you actually can't go through your own force fields. But you can shoot through them. And now I just have to keep pressing the wait turn button. Here we go. Force field goes away. Okay, got some vine wafers on the ground here. Okay, now this was level 1. Red rock is always 4 levels deep. Now we're at level 2. Aha, here we go. Look, here's a chest for the taking. I'm gonna hit use. And I'm gonna press tab to take it all. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna move right on top of the chest and press G. And as you can see, I have the chest now. Because you don't have player housing in this game, but you have a truckload of items that you're not going to want to carry around, you can just grab any chest you want. I'm going to bring this back to Joppa, just plop it down on the ground and put all my stuff here. You can keep everything you have in a single chest, or just start getting fancy like in Minecraft and separate your stuff into different chests, which is what I like to do. Okay, now this is a tiny bit awkward here. If I were to shoot this jilted lover over here, as you can see, the game says I have a clear path, but the way projectiles move, I am much more likely to hit the wall on either side. So when you're shooting at stuff, it's much better to shoot in a straight line. So, oh hey, look at this. You dropped the lover's blossom. We're going to need that. Next we have giant amoeba. Now, these little bastards are not much of a threat, but you might want to lure them into an open space somewhere. You're gonna see why. And this is why. The amoebas explode and leave behind pools of slime. And slime is slippery, so you can just slip on them. Can get really annoying. Now there are some things that slime is actually good for in this game. So what I'm gonna do, when you interact with pools of liquid, you have the option of collecting. Now be a little careful with this one, because in this context, collect means fill every available container with this stuff. So with 500 grams of slime, I do not want this much. Instead, I'm gonna go with pour. Then I can just say that I want this water skin to be filled with slime. Ask you how many. You can leave it on the max. Okay, now I have a water skin full of slime. As you can see here, here's a puddle of brackish slime. So every liquid that touches something gets stained and mixed together. So you see here's a pool of brackish water. It's brackish, so you can drink it. So now that I stepped into it, it's now a pool of brackish slimy water. But I can use it to clean all my items from the slime. So now I'm good. Let's see. Nothing here. Here's a bookshelf. Oh my god, can't believe my luck here. The Corpus Colis. This is a gold title book. And as such, it is very valuable. I'm gonna show you why. Gonna read it. You see, the Corpus Colis is actually a compendium of all the diseases in this game. And you're going to need this book because at some point you are going to catch a disease, and the cure for each of them well, most of them actually, is randomly generated. Most notably fungal infections. You can see there's a whole lot of those here for the treatment. We need to have gel, which is desalinated slime. I just got a full water skin full of slime. I just need to find a desalination pellet, and boom, I'm going to have gel. And honey. Honey is pretty easy to come by. Okay. Then the patient consumes a raw segmented earthworm corpse. Okay, so the next time we fight a segmented earthworm, we're going to take one of the corpses, just in case we get an infection. Alright, now we are armed with knowledge. And you can see here's a regular book, white titled. Oh, they changed it. You know, the early access versions, it used to be just a random amount of pages of randomly generated gibberish. Oh well. This is also nice. Never seen live sculptures before. Interesting. Yeah, this loops back around here. Oh. Here we have a Stamp Jaw Warlord. Don't let the name fool you. Snapjaws are still pushovers. Okay, why are you hitting me for so much? Here we go. You had a bronze longsword. Mine is sharp iron. Oh, that's why I crit so much. Because I already have higher penetration. Okay. Let's heal up. Can't heal up. There's an archer. Okay, let's throw a force field up. Just run it back a little. Now let's try healing. Okay. They're probably around. Thank you, Jaded Lover, for demonstrating the grab. Okay, with archers, you can generally just move back a little and wait for a while until they come to you. Then you move forward and just heal them. Okay, Salt Encrusted, counterweighted bronze dagger. Salt Encrusted doesn't mean anything, it's just the stain that is sometimes on items. Counterweighted is a mod, as a general rule. Modded items are worth a little more than regular ones, so I'm gonna take this one and take the bows. They have a pretty good weight to value ratio. Wait a little. There he is. Yeah. He had a pocketed vest. If you have this on, you gain plus 5% carry capacity, which of course means more the more your base carry capacity is. But because of my quills, I cannot actually equip this, but still gonna sell it. The stuff to, especially here in Red Rock, bowls and staves are the items that you want to pick the most. Okay, there you are. Okay, what have we here? Here's a painted short bow. Painted with a scene from the life of the ancient Sultan Arthur II. In a cathedral ornamented with stardust, Arthur II cemented her friendship with soldiers by marrying Kibar. This bow gives plus 60 reputation with the Empelny mode of Light Church. Yeah, that is sort of a minor faction. You're going to find some of those in ruins and the like. They are rather inconsequential for the game at large. Oh, another lover's blossom. Okay, there's another archer somewhere. There you are. Let's see. Iron always sells better than bronze. Okay, here is a pool of salty water. If you take this and have a desalination pellet, that would turn it into drinkable fresh water. Okay, that's gonna get annoying. There you are. As you can see, I don't have that high of an agility, so I'm going to miss a lot. Having a gun is going to make things significantly faster. What have we here? It's a nice little place over here. With a shrine to Girsh, rare Madon. A spiny monstrous fish sits in a pool of stone-carved water. Underneath is the fin tail that poets have beating a foamy brine out the pipes at Macomb to form the Hinnom Lake. Generations of moss skirt its underfin. Alright. Here's a pitcher filled with cider. I could take it if I wanted. Arrow, water skin, and an artifact. Let's see if I can identify it. It's a sleep gas grenade, Mark 1. Okay. Currently I am hungry, so let's quickly whip up a meal. Yeah, I'm fully looped around here. Yeah, now, if I had some form of digging ability, I could just remove this wall and bypass all of this roundabout way. Yeah, we're halfway through. I'm gonna stop with this episode right here. Stay tuned for more.